everybody, this week, new Disney movie came out, Encanto, and I went to see it. And I went to see it with my friends. One of them is here today. Welcome, Carson!
Hello!
Yay! And so we are gonna do a review about it. You ready?
I'm so ready.
Let's do it. Of course, as usual, we're gonna start with non-spoilers. And then we'll get into the spoilers. This is one I feel like we can review most of it without spoilers, so
Let's do it.
let's do it. Alright, so Encanto.
Encanto. I don't know if I said that right.
So, Disney's newest movie, non-Pixar, music written by.
Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Does it have his style? Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Let's give a little brief synopsis of what this movie's about without any spoilers.
Okay.
Go.
So, there's a family. And everyone in the family has a magic gift. Is this spoilery?
No,
And
that's
it's in the trailer,
trailer,
right? Okay,
yeah.
and she does not. So, of course, it's all about her adventure, being the odd one out from her family and finding herself, but also her family.
That's pretty much it.
Great.
Okay, now, did you love it and how much did you love it?
I loved it, and I loved it a lot. It kind of made me think of how much I love Coco.
Because of
The music,
Mexican heritage of
yes.
this movie.
the culture, the music, and the bright colors.
I loved it for just the beauty of the
Yeah.
bright colors and the scenery and all that stuff.
100%.
And the music was great. It reminded me of Moana.
Ooh, well, Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Yeah, it had that same kind of like, you know how in Moana it's very like family tribal kind of thing?
Yes.
This, I kind of had very similar thoughts about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, because I loved it as well. For the music, for the story, for the characters. I thought the story was kind of
Yes.
nothing I was really expecting. Also, I didn't know a lot about it going into it.
I knew nothing about it going into it until you told me right before you guys were like, oh, there's a family, they have magical powers, she does it. And I was like, okay, let's do it.
Yeah. So that's pretty much all we knew, except for the fact that it was going to be a musical and, you know, this another heroine adventure story.
Yeah.
Loved the main girl.
Loved the main girl. You were mentioning you loved the characters. Loved the characters. Loved the characters.
Yeah, and there was a lot of characters, which we'll talk about in the spoiler section. But yeah, I thought it was great, and I think this is a great movie for all ages.
All ages.
Did I tear up a little bit at some points?
I was just thinking that it's good for kids, so definitely you can take your kids, but also adults will enjoy it. I was engaged the entire movie, so.
I am not super knowledgeable of Mexican culture, but if I had to guess, I'd say it's pretty accurate.
I think they had, like, I saw in the credits, they had, like, cultural...
Oh, yeah, this
what's it
whole
called?
team
A cultural team of experts to help them make
Yes.
sure they were
Yes.
getting everything right,
So, I mean, I imagined probably did pretty well.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let us know. Okay, so I think that's all we can really talk about without spoilers.
Yeah.
What do you think? Is there anything else?
I think it's time to spoil everything.
Because this is the spoiler section. So if you haven't seen it, go watch it. Come back. If you have seen it, stay. If you don't care about spoilers, let's go. Spoiler section. All right, spoilers. So I think the biggest spoiler is Bruno. No,
Bruno!
we don't talk about Bruno. I think that there's so much to say about Bruno.
Where do we begin?
But I think he's a good person to start with, right?
Yes.
Okay, so
That's a good idea.
The family. We've got the grandma, the triplets.
The two sisters of the triplets have families, their own kids.
Yes, so we have Mirabelle's mom, who has magical cooking healing powers. And then it's Mirabelle with no powers, her two sisters.
Who are older.
Perfect Isabella. Luisa, super strong, which they did a really, really good job of making her still feminine while still
Yes.
being super strong.
Yes.
So I thought that was a very...
Important thing.
Yes.
Because you can
and
be both.
Both of those girls had unexpected musical numbers, which I guess we'll talk about musical numbers next, but it was really funny. So then we have the other sister who controls the weather
Her aunt.
with three kids.
3 kids. The son who can shapeshift. The daughter who can hear a pin drop, so she
Which is
hears
really
everything.
an interesting power, but it was really funny in the
Came in
movie.
handy.
Yes, it did.
And then the youngest son who got his powers and can talk to animals.
Both of those girls are married to guys with no powers.
Yes.
And then we have the third triplet, Bruno, whose power is to see the future.
But disappeared.
He disappears because he feels that his power is ruining people's lives, pretty much, right?
Yeah, he feels guilty.
Yes.
But it also, they kind of talked about how he left because he didn't want people to hate on the main girl. What's her name again?
Mirabelle.
Mirabelle. I want to make sure I'm saying it right. I was thinking like the
You want to
Mirabelle
say
trophy.
Mirabella, but I think it's just Mirabelle.
Yeah, but I think, didn't he say he left because he didn't want anyone to like cast her
Yes.
out?
And he kind of disappears because he just feels like the black sheep, right?
Yeah.
But does he really disappear?
He's living inside the walls of the house.
Yeah, just being like a super creeper watching the family through the cracks in the walls.
And going a little crazy, but still hilarious.
Yes.
But wasn't it so sad, his little place at the dinner table?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so like he made his own, like painted a plate on this table so that he could have dinner with all. Oh my
Yeah.
God. It was so sad. I'm like, dude, you're literally right there. So that's the family.
Family recap.
Yes.
What was it? Grandkid roundup. And
Oh my gosh. The little village people, like
Oh
the
my
village
gosh.
kids, like the one kid that just drank coffee the whole movie. I was like, they were just hilarious, but they really helped move the story
They
along
really
in a lot of the
did.
songs. There's a whole musical number in the beginning of this movie that explains every single one of these characters.
basically like we just did, but more musical.
But to music and like a little more. I mean,
Yeah.
the music in this, you're just sitting in your chair like, yeah, okay, bring it on. What's their last name? I don't remember.
Madrigal. Welcome to the family, Madrigal. I think.
Oh,
that's
you've
it.
been listening to the soundtrack.
I've been listening to the soundtrack.
I haven't memorized any of the songs yet, but I will have that soundtrack because the music
100%.
is
So
top
good.
notch. So let's talk a second about the music.
Okay, so we get our opening number, which tells you all about the family. So you're kind of like, okay, I know what's going on. The story can begin.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would say like almost each kid gets their own musical number, not the cousins.
The first one is Luisa.
Besides the one where Maribel is like
Sing
her
about the
little
family.
dramatic number.
Oh, right. That slow
With
kind of
the-
number right before
and
the
the
cousin
cracks.
ceremony. Mm-hmm. And we kind of see her sadness
Yes.
in the fact that she does not, was not given a gift
Yeah.
by this magical candle we call the miracle. And then we have the oldest sister who kind of tells us, I'm so strong, but I don't want to be strong.
She feels the pressure of having to be strong for her family
all the time.
But her song, I was like, we were laughing so hard.
Yes.
It was so good.
Because just how they animated it. And like, I love how they go into this magical world when they're singing the songs.
Yes,
Like, you know, and
yeah.
Mirabelle is swept up with them. I really enjoyed that about the musical
All the musical numbers, yeah.
But like, the donkeys were like,
And the-
you remember, remember the scene in Frozen 2 where Sven is like 50 different reindeers singing with Kristoff?
Yes.
The sister is Kristoff, and these donkeys are the Svens of this song.
And
I
then
feel
they have like unicorn horns at one point, and they're
Unicorn
like
donkey.
floating through the sky.
So they
So good.
they were great. And then
We don't talk about Bruno.
we don't talk about Bruno.
We don't talk about Bruno. No. Loved that one. I'm like, I
Yes.
need to, if I was ever on Dancing with the Stars, this would be my Disney song that I dance to.
Yes. And like I love how the whole town is talking about
Yeah.
not talking about
Yeah.
Bruno.
Yeah.
I think it gave us an idea of why we don't talk about Bruno. Then there was one song, all in Spanish. I do not speak Spanish.
Neither do
but
I.
I thought it was beautiful.
Yes.
Like, I had absolutely no idea what it was about. Like, I don't even think I recognized one word in it.
But it was, you can still appreciate it, even without
Absolutely.
understanding the language. You can feel the emotion in it. Mm-hmm. And it kind of made me think of the Coco soundtrack, because they have the songs in Spanish, and I don't know if you've ever listened to the Spanish version of the songs, but they're just as beautiful.
Some of them, yes. Yeah, but I mean, like, I know what those words are, so I kind of know what they are, but it's more like, it was almost more for me a score to what was happening in
Yeah.
the scene than actually, like, hearing the song. Either way, loved it. What other songs were there?
Isabel. Is it Isabella? Isabel.
I think it,
Isabella. Either way,
We'll
the
call her
perfect
Izzy.
sister.
yes.
She had her song, and that was really good too.
Because we realized that she wants to be something slightly different than she is as well. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like that's every person in this story.
Which I feel like can lead us talking to about the grandma now.
The grandma.
So each of these songs, I feel like, show that everyone feels this pressure to be this perfect certain way for their family.
And the town.
And it's kind of revealed that this pressure they feel is coming from the grandma.
Yeah, this little old lady who at first you think is like the matriarch of this family, you know, like when they show her younger with the triplets, like losing her husband and kind of being on her own, you're like, okay, she's strong. She got this miracle and she made it work. She built this village. And then you realize she's putting so much pressure. I don't really feel like with the adults, but with the kids.
And I'm sure the adults felt it at one point, but this is like the viewpoint from the grandkids.
Yeah, and then like how it almost kind of seemed like these arranged marriages, and
they were just going to do it because that would make their grandma happy.
Yeah.
Which I know is a common, I don't know about common, but from people I know that is typically true of Hispanic families. Like the matriarch grandma, everyone always kind of wants to please her. Like that's a true thing. So they kind of, I think the big like climax and resolution is this grandma realizing like it's not about the miracle of these gifts. Her family is a miracle. And that she kind of realized I should not be putting pressure on the ones I love because I love this family. And having the family is the miracle.
Yes, just letting them be who they are. Which, you know, great lesson in life, probably the lesson of the movie. Just be who you are. You were born to be special, whatever it is you choose to do. Did not like her.
The grandma.
In the middle of the movie, towards the end of the movie, until she
yeah.
kind of came around. I was like,
yeah.
oh, I don't like you,
Agreed.
little old lady. But yeah, that was kind of the big reveal. I mean, I kind of thought that the mystery of this movie was going to be what was happening to the house. Like, oh, the magic, it's going. But really, it was ultimately the grandma and like what was happening.
And it was like I think it was like the love was what was keeping the house from
the casita.
causing that. The casita from, I think it was her like lack of love and her more pressure that was causing the magic to go haywire.
To crack,
And
yeah.
so really, Maribel saved the day by reminding the family that it's all about love.
Which, is that why she never got a power? Or a
Because
gift?
that was her job, was
Because
to
her
save the
gift
family.
was eventually going to be, you know, not having a gift forced her to practically save the family in the town.
Right. And then she got her door being the front door of the new casita.
Yes. But I mean, like, I thought it was so sad that she never had a room because she never got a door.
Oh, I know. She's
she had
like
to live in the
nursery.
nursery. And I'm just like, she's like Wendy of Peter Pan.
I was just thinking that.
But, you know, like, this poor girl, these people have these amazing rooms.
I know.
Except for Bruno. I do never, ever want that many stairs in my room. But
Do you think it was always like that, or it became like that when he, like, ran away from his room?
I feel like it was always like that because he made a comment about the stairs too. You know, like, oh, and the stairs.
Oh my gosh, that reminds me of when they're like, she's chasing him in the walls and she's like screaming for help. And it was like
And he
a
falls.
foot down.
No, but he
Oh my
falls.
gosh, the rat.
And we are both like, oh my God, they're killing Bruno.
Yeah.
And then, because it's like, that never happens in the movie. Somebody always catches somebody because like he catches her when she slips. And then he slips.
So she catches him, but a mouse comes up his arm. And she goes, ah! And we both go, ah! In the theater.
Because he fell into this fog, and turns out it's just like 2 feet of fog. So
it was great.
It was so
Loved
funny.
it.
Excellent twist. But yeah, so anyways, back to their rooms, which are super, super awesome. And I love everything about their rooms. But poor Mirabelle is stuck in this little
nursery
2x2 room where like the kid who had the animal powers literally had this whole tree of life, never-ending forest in his room. I thought that was sad. I felt really sad for her.
That'd be
I
real
was like,
sad.
I hope the casita at the end built her a room.
Full of love. All right, anything else you did not like about the movie?
No, actually.
Yeah.
I love how it was animated. I loved the songs, and I loved... Normally, I don't love a lot of characters in movies because it's very confusing, and clearly I don't know the names of everybody yet, but I thought it really worked in this movie.
I did too. There wasn't anything I didn't like about the movie.
I wish there was an end credit.
Yeah, we stayed for the credits. Don't waste your time. There's no end credit.
I loved it. I think it's going to be another Disney classic.
For sure.
And I would 100% recommend it.
Yep, I recommend it. I loved it. Everyone, kids, teens, adults, I think everyone will like it. So go see it.
Encanto. Go see it.
Go see it.
2 thumbs up. All right. Well, Carson, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me. It's so fun to be back.
I know. This is so exciting. So, you want to do the end?
Okay, let me see if I remember
Yes.
this.
Okay. Do it.
All right, make sure to like this video if you're not already. Be sure to subscribe and follow Aubrey on all her social media. Did I miss anything?
We make new videos every Thursday. So we will see you guys. I will see you guys next week. Oh man, the habits. They don't go away. Bye guys.
Bye.
There were... Oh god.
That was my raccoon impression.
So if you've seen it, you know that there's a little tiny short before the movie about raccoons. I didn't love it.
I liked the ending. It made me sad.
It was like...
So it was like a baby raccoon and his mom or his dad, I don't know. And it was really mean parent, but because the parent was trying to protect them, they just didn't have a good way of showing that love.
Yeah.
So then the baby raccoon grows up after getting hurt, taking care of his baby raccoon, and then he realizes, oh, I don't want to be like my parent, because I do want to protect my child, but I want to do it in a loving way. And so they did. And so it was sad, but then peaceful at the end, and raccoons are super cute. There you go. Done.
Mic drop.